Well, welcome everyone. Usually I start out by saying good evening because I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Iowa and it's 8:00 p.m. But I've got to learn to not say that because people watch the replay. I myself will even catch a replay once in a while, trying to remember just how in the heck I did something. So I will begin again. Welcome everybody. Thank you for spending some time with me tonight. Hopefully this will be a short live. You just never know. It depends on how things go. It depends on Darla, you know, the technology, the few projects that we're going to work on tonight and stuff. But I do want to tell you that we're going to do a Christmas card first because I have been promising Christmas in July. So we're going to do one of those first, and then I will go right into our new hot foiling system. I don't know why my tongue gets twisted up when I say that, but it does. So the hot foiling system is just brand new and we're all learning together. So that's why tonight in the title I said watch Darla and learn right along with me. I'm always hoping that if you guys see something that you don't quite understand, or maybe you think it's not quite right, that you will, you know, make a comment. And by the way, hi Nancy, how are you tonight? Wow, I don't know about you, but it got to be another warm day here in Iowa. We were supposed to have a reprieve, like be in the high 80s, and I don't know, that sun came out this afternoon and whew, was it warm out. So I'm very glad that, you know, I can retreat to the air conditioning. And hello, Dolores. How are you doing tonight? Do you have your supper dishes all done and sitting back? Or maybe you guys are crafting along with me tonight. That would be fun. I know I always encourage that. If you you know, have some paper handy and you've got, just grab any piece of paper, grab your trimmer, grab your stamp set and create along with me. Because we don't have to be doing the same thing, but just to ink up our stamps, trim our DSP, and to create a card, it's a card that you wouldn't have made otherwise. So I am going to just check my iPad over here, but before I do that, Nancy, it poured rain and going to pour the next 2 days, but we need it. Oh, amen. Yes, we aren't as dry as you guys, but I know when we went and picked the corn this morning, it was pretty nice to have no mud. Last year, we had mud up to our ankles. And it made it really difficult. And our roads aren't that long. So, and Dolores, you're good. And the dishes are done with some minutes to spare. Woohoo! That is always nice, isn't it? When a good plan does work out. Just a minute here. Let me just check my iPad over here just to make sure that I'm not upside down or something like that. I doubt if I would be, but you never know. You never know. So, let me see here. What's going on here? Oh, it's asking me to do something about personal focus suggestions. So, okay. It looks good. It looks good. And I do apologize that I do have to just double check that every once in a while because there's been a couple of times that it has been sideways, and I sure don't want that to happen. So anyway, yeah, so thank you for letting me do that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn my machine. I'm going to turn my machine on, my hot foiling machine, because it does take about 6 minutes to heat up. And while it's heating up, we're going to be doing our Christmas card with the festive cheer. So if you have, you know, a stamp set handy, why don't you go ahead and grab it right now as I'm turning up my camera here to get a good view for you guys. Those of you that are just joining me, this is Darla Tweeten, independent demonstrator from Iowa. And I come live to you every Tuesday night. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but I did have my Iowa State Fair volunteer shirt on. Did you guys happen to see that? The theme this year for the Iowa State Fair is the 250th birthday of the United States. So that's kind of neat. I love, those of you that know me know that I love red, white, and blue. So, I gotta plug my machine in here. I will show you the hot foil machine in just a minute, but it's a little plug-in, it's electric, and it does beep. So it does tell us when it's ready for us. So I have learned that the more you use it, the less time it takes to heat up the hot foil machine. Those of you that are watching tonight, have any of you guys been experimenting with the hot foil machine? It is it is a fun technique, but just like anything else when we stamp, there's learning curves. So let me see here. I got kind of a glare on this stamp case. So what we have been doing, I've only done 2 lives in July. Maybe I've done 3 because of the county fair, and then last week I went to volunteer at the Iowa State Fair. So we have been doing the festive cheer, which is a beautiful set of stamps, and then they've got beautiful dies. So let me go ahead and complete a card for you. What I have been using for this is the pretty patterned paper that Stampin' Up has, and we're using the Brights tonight. They've got it in all the families, but I wasn't quite ready for Christmas DSP yet, so I thought we would use the Brights, and this is Granny Apple Green. So let's go ahead and we will start with this card right here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Peaceful Pine tonight. This is our new ink pads, and oh, I love them. They're very easy to open up. So I've already put my stamp, my photopolymer stamp, onto an acrylic black. And I have already used this black. I can tell it's kind of pink, it's kind of stained, and that does not hurt a stamp when it's stained. So let's go ahead and with these new ink pads, I've been told that you kind of got to go around the outside and then kind of smush it. So that's what I just did now, so that you get a good coverage, and that is an excellent coverage, and I believe it's because I smushed it at the end. Okay, I have my chamois over here, and I'm going to go ahead and clean my stamp right away. And then what we're going to do, I have already die cut some. I'm going to leave this Peaceful Pine out here. I'm going to try and live a little dangerously. I have already gone ahead and stamped and die cut some of the ornaments in this stamp set. Oh my gosh. Who has antique ornaments on their Christmas tree that are probably like from your grandma's grandma, or they just go a long ways back? I wanted to show you, these are both the Peaceful Pine, both of these right here. This is first generation stamping, and this is second generation stamping. I kind of like the second set of stamping. Just seems like it makes it, you know, softer. And this, look at this diamond one, isn't that pretty? And that is Golden Glow. So I had already cut these out, like I said, and so I did do a granny apple too. So we definitely need to use a granny apple to bring out the card stack. So let's go ahead and we're gonna just kind of place these on. We're just gonna do a dry fit, and we'll do something like this. You know, when you hang them on a tree, they have different heights on the tree, don't they? So the first thing I learned when I was making my practice card is it does have this little clasps, you know, that the string or the tree ornament hanger can go through. So I need to oh, I put that one a little bit too low. No problem. Just you know, just stamp it up a little higher. Nobody will know but you and I. So then what we need to do is, this stamp set did come with a string that you would hang the ornaments with. So we will go ahead and stamp that. And this one, oh boy. Oh, didn't do too bad there. So, there. So we will do that, and then always, I don't know, fancy trees have bows on them. So let's go ahead and just stamp a bow on top of the ornament holder. And we have something like that. So this is a simple card, I call it, because if you're like me, you make, you know, anywhere from 25 to 50 Christmas cards. So you do want something that goes relatively fast, and a card that you can perhaps do in steps. Like, for example, you could stamp all of the white card pieces with Deck the Halls. You know, you could do 25, 35, whatever of those. And then you could go back in and stamp your ornaments. And then you could stamp, you know, the rest of the card, and then assemble them all at once. But please, you guys, if you do that, do it over a course of, you know, a week or so. Good evening, Dale. Thank you for joining us. It's nice to have you here. Oh, then there was some little stars in this stamp set. So let's go ahead and, you know, we don't have them here on a tree, but we can pretend that they're on a tree. And you and I both know that there's always lots of twinkling that goes on with ornaments, doesn't it? Okay, so there is just our fast, fun. You could do whatever color you want. I've done everything tonight in Peaceful Pine. And now that I think about it, I am doing Granny Apple Green, but that is going to look fine. It's going to look very rich. So let's go ahead and, for those of you just joining me, this is Darla Tweeten, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Iowa. And I come live almost every Tuesday night with a couple of projects and telling you what all is going on in the Stampin' Up! World. So we can make a decision here. I love all of our DSP has two different sides. So we could have that side. No, I think I like this other side better. Okay, so let's go ahead, and on my chamois, we are just going to go ahead with the adhesive and put that on. Now remember, we're waiting for a beep on my hot foil machine. I just checked it and it's just flashing the light. I think I'll hear it beep. I normally do. So let's go ahead and put that layer of DSP onto the card base. And then what we're going to do is we are going to take some dimensionals, and I want to point out that do not, when you run out of your dimensionals like here, do not throw this away. All of this is usable on your cards. Just go ahead with the scissors and just make little, you know, slips in it. Little clips. What do you call them? Yeah, clips. And then I always put dimensionals in the center of my layer because I don't want it to sag. So with your take your pick tool, just take off the backings. The dimensionals are they're adhesive, so which makes it nice. Okay, so we have made our first card tonight, and it is made on Granny Apple Green, and I use Peaceful Pine, and we use the Festive Cheer stamp set. So here is Poppy Parade that I did as a sample. And I did not do the inside of these, nor did I do an envelope tonight, because I want to spend the majority of our time on the hot foiling machine. But I promised Christmas in July, so that's why we did that. Okay, so let's see how our beautiful little hot foiling system is doing. I should have looked at my watch. Did anybody look at their watch to see what time it was when, well, it was probably close to 8 o'clock, I guess. It is now 8:16, so it should be beeping about any time. Nope, it's ready. I didn't hear it beep, but I see the yellow is flashing. So I am going to, oh, it just beeped. Wouldn't you know it? So I'm going to go ahead and bring this into view here. Hopefully you can see that. My cord is not quite long enough, but it's gonna work. It's gonna work. So this is a hot foiling system, and this is hot. So it comes with this little magnet that goes like this, and then you need to put your die cut on there, and then you push it, and it takes another minute or two to heat up. Okay, this is when your hot foil die cut is done doing its job, then you pick it up with this little tool and you rest it on here because it will be hot. Okay, so in the meantime, what we're going to do is we are going to be using silver foil tonight, and you get 2 rolls in a box. And what I have the best luck with, and I'm going to do this right on the camera while this is over here heating, I slide it underneath of, oh, look at there, it's already beeped. Okay, just a minute here. Just a minute. Let's go ahead and put this underneath of here. Ooh, I love it when things like work fast. So so we need to have it be about 4 inches. So you put it underneath of there, and then you could slice it with your paper cutter, okay? And then carefully roll it back up and put it in the box here. Okay, and then what you're going to want to do is take the shiny part of your foil and place it onto your die. So I remember it as kissing, okay? And then what you're going to do is put your paper on there, and here is my paper, but it is not big enough. Okay, we're just going to go ahead with it. It's this piece of paper isn't big enough. So go ahead and put your normal, this is designer series paper, and then you put the, better do it right side up. Then you put the hot foil sham on there, and then you put the other sham on there, okay? And then what we're going to do is, the die has been heated up, okay? I'm going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to bring my cut and emboss machine out. And I may not have my camera high enough. I did not practice this part of it. So, so my hot foil system is unplugged, and how you activate it then is by slowly moving it through your cut and emboss machine. That's what kind of sets it in, okay? So we will take this out, and I'm gonna move my die cut machine out of the way. I'm going to take off the shams and the paper, and you know, the magnet we'll go ahead and put over here so it cools off. This is really hot. So here is the paper. We'll reveal it in just a minute. Let me put this back on its pad. It comes with a pad so that your surface doesn't get hot. And I'll put this die away off to the side here. Okay, who is ready for the reveal? So what you need to do is you just slowly peel it off, and look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now keep in mind, I'm not sure where my paper was at, but this one wasn't big enough, but it will work. But look at this foil. I have discovered that I can reuse this, so don't throw these away, because they're coming out with other dyes and things. And so the next step we're going to do is, well, first we got to do masks. So what we're going to do is this butterfly flight comes with masks, and these are what the masks look like. So there's 4 of them. So we're going to be using mask number 2, which you lay on top of this. And then we're going to be using mask number 2. Excuse me. We're going to be using number 2 and number 3, okay? So on the first mask, we are going to use this Barely Blush, which is an in color for this year. And you should always put something on your work surface, even though this is my glass mat, I still like to put something on my work surface. So there are little notches up here that you can tape your project too if you'd like. We will use a little bit of tape, but you just got to kind of look through this and line up the outline of the butterflies. So I have done something like this, and if you're a perfectionist, it may take you a little while to do this. Let's see, I'm trying to decide where the best place would be. Okay, so we're going to use Barely Blush to color these in. And you don't want to use a lot of force because you could very easily move this mask, and you don't want to do it. So I love to mask. Who else on watching tonight has either done this butterfly flight, or you've done some other previous Stampin' Up or non-Stampin' Up masking? So that is pretty good. Now, it doesn't look like I've done anything, but if you take it off, you can see you have. So let me just take this tape off of this paper here. And so this is what it looks like. And this is what the Barely Blush looks like. Can you see how it's colored in that area and that area? And look at that. Darla did pretty good on that one. And then here's this one, okay? So let's go ahead and just close up this ink pad. That's Barely Blush. And then the next one we're going to do is Crisp Cantaloupe. I would never have put these two colors together, but if you have been following me, I took a class this past the last weekend, and I've been taking it now, and that's what they did in their class. Sarah Douglas and Melody, who is a concept artist. Okay, my eyes kind of play tricks sometimes on me when I'm trying to line this up, because you're not really on top of things, you know, right on top. But I will do my best to get this lined up, which I know you guys understand that. So I'm just going to kind of look there. Now that's where the beauty of having this little notch up here, because then it perfectly lines it up for you every time you change your mask. And there are 4 masks. I'm not sure what the other 2 do. I've just done mask number 3, number 2, and number 3. Now, can you see there? This one has more color to it. It reminds me of kind of like when you put your blush on, put your makeup on. You can, you know, if you want it darker, you just, you know, apply it more. If you're watching how I'm doing this, I'm not holding the brush way back here. I'm holding it right here. So I have a lot of pressure on it, and I don't know, that's just the way I do it. If you guys do it different, make a comment how you guys use your sponge brushes. If you know, hold them differently than that, or just what you guys do. Okay, are you ready? So let's go ahead and take this mask off now. We'll remove the tape. And to clean, I'm going to throw the Scotch tape down in my wastebasket. Now, to clean off the mask, you can just, you can take your chamois and you can just wipe them off that way, or use a wet wipe, or run them underneath the faucet. Normally what I would do is I would run them underneath the faucet, and then that way I know that they're clean. So just to kind of demonstrate that it's a pretty thick plastic. I think you would have to be extra hard on them to have them tear. They're very, very nice quality. So there we are. For the most part, I've got most of the ink off. I will put them to the side, let them dry, and then I will check them after this live tonight to see what kind of a job I did do. Okay, so let's look at our butterfly. Again, this one is spot on. Can you see how it, colored in the different parts of the wing? I'm not really sure what happened right here, but it's going to be okay. But this one, isn't this beautiful? Look at the layers. It looks like a real monarch, doesn't it? Now this one right here, I kind of got out of the lines, and this one I totally got out of the lines. But wasn't that fun to do? So what we're going to do now is we're going to die cut these out. It comes with, I'm going to bring in my, I'm just going to kind of put this off to the side. And we have plates here that we're going to use to run it through our die cut machine. Now when we did the hot foil, we did not use these other plates. So I'm gonna grab my die. So tonight we are doing the Butterfly Flight hot foil dies, and one of the dies in this set is this big die here, and so it will cut out 5 butterflies at once. And what I have the best of luck with is I will, there's little teeth on these dies here. I don't know if I can can you see that little die right there? You're going to want to make sure that you put that part down, because that is what is going to actually cut our pieces of paper. Nancy, I see it says here that you've done the masking, Nancy. Oh, did you enjoy that? I think I feel like such an artist when I do that. Now, you can see here as I'm lining this up, hopefully, remember there was a couple of butterflies that ran off the paper because I didn't have the right size. But I will put this sticky note across this die, and then carefully put it on my plate, and then put my third plate on top of it, and run it through my die cutting machine here. And look at here, it's moved. Just a minute, guys. I'm gonna go ahead, and I don't know why I did that. I usually put the sticky tape on the actual cutting plate and not move it around. I'm not sure why I did that tonight. Yeah, I know why I did it, because we're on live, and that's when things change, is when you're on live. So we'll go ahead now. When you cut emboss, you can run your die cuts through a lot faster. You don't need to do them as slow as you do the hot foil. So it's been ran through my cut and emboss machine. I'm going to go ahead and close this up and put it behind me here, so I have a little bit more room. And then these are the plates that I use. So take off the sticky note there. We'll put that right there for right now. And look at here. Look here what it's done. It's cut out the 5 butterflies. Isn't that neat? What do you guys think? Isn't that pretty? Now this one is cut off a little bit, and this one is cut off a little bit, but we can still use those. They don't have to be perfect. So here is one, here is another one. But can you see the foil, the silver foil? Isn't that just beautiful? So we're going to go ahead and throw that away. Okay, so now we're going to make a card. So that I don't lose this die, I'm going to go ahead and put it back on the piece of paper that it came on. And as a hint, as a technique or a tip, I always take an ink pen and draw around my dies before I remove them. I can't seem to get them back on the sheet of paper all and fit them all on like Stampin' Up can. So with that little diagram, that helps me. Plus, it also lets me know if I'm missing one. And I want to also point out that this is the, oh, I didn't do the hot foil one, did I? So this is the hot foil die. Can you see it's a different color? It's a lot smoother. It doesn't have the ridges to cut the paper. So this would not cut the paper, nor could I use this to hot foil. You need to have the right equipment to do what you need to do. So when you, when I purchased this, then it came as, you know, the butterfly flight hot foil dies, and you automatically know that the hot foil dies are here in the gold, and then the regular dies are here. So there's quite a few dies that come with this. I'm real impressed with it. So the card that we are going to be doing is from the class. I believe in, you know, showing you what I've learned, and hopefully you guys learn right along with me. But this is the first card that I made. You can see here where I feel like I've gotten a little bit better with doing the masks. I did put these on with dimensionals. You'll see on the next card I used glue dots, and I like those a lot better. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the butterflies. They are pretty, and I don't know, as I sit outside, I just enjoy seeing all the butterflies. So then in taking the class, Darla did an oops. Do you want to see my oops? Well, when you open up the card, it's supposed to have a surprise butterfly on this side of the card. Well, Darla went ahead and did the inside of her card. I had the butterfly the right way up, and then somehow when I went to attach the front of my card, I attached it to the wrong side. So what we did, we improvised. We went ahead and just made it fun. So when they open it up over here, there is a butterfly. Now, had I not told you that, would you have known that? I don't think so. I don't think so. When you're a card maker, a paper crafter, or, you know, just an artist, you can do whatever pleases you. So here is my card that, you know, I'm just gonna giggle about, and when I send it to someone, it'll be interesting to say or to see if they notice. Now, I did do some speckles on here. I love to splatter, so I used one of the shimmer pins. But something new to me, Stampin' Up, this is an envelope that they, you know, that they have, and we put a piece of the DSP and the butterfly on the back of the envelope. What do you think? I love that idea. Now, I've not mailed this. I'm not sure what the post office is going to do to this. I look on my next one that I did here, I put some more glue dots on it, and I will put another glue dot on here before I mail it. Or I may just hand it out. I'm not sure what I'll do. Okay, so that was my first card. Now here is my second card that I made. I like to, when I go to these classes or when I'm designing or whatever, I always try to make, excuse me, I need to get a drink here. I always definitely try to make more than a couple cards, because I learn when I do this. I sat, you know, and watched Melody and Sarah Douglas put this card together and realized, you know, I kind of had made some mistakes. So I thought, I'm going to recreate that same exact card. Now, I used a different color. I also used a different set of DSP too, because they recommend that we use the two-tone paper and the DSP for the hot foiling. You can use the cardstock, but it just doesn't transfer as well. It does transfer, just not as well. So this would be the second card that I did. And I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I took the negatives of the butterflies and I just kind of sponged behind those. Can you see that? Just gives it some more texture. And then Darla did the card correctly on the second one. And then, of course, here is my butterfly. I just love it. Do you guys like that? Would you like to get that card in the mail? So be sure to like and share my video tonight, and be sure to let others know that you learned something tonight, or that you enjoyed it. It helps me grow my business. I really appreciate that. So here is White Willow. It is part of the two-tone cardstock. It comes in 12 by 12, so you have to trim it down to the 8.5 by 11, and then from there you trim it to 5.5, and then you score at 4 1/4. So that's how you make this base card. So remember I told you I didn't have the right size of paper for my butterflies, so I'm gonna have to reach into my DSP here, which is striped and dotted 12 by 12, and pull out another piece of designer series paper. And I'm trying to decide what color to use here. Not so much what color, but what dimensions. Pulling out my favorite trimmer here, and it looks like this DSP is about 4 1/4 by about 4 1/4. So it's a perfect square. Okay, so I believe this is a little less than 4. So in Darla's world, that's going to work, and then we will trim it at the 4 1/4. So there is our piece of DSP that we will be using on this card. So before we put the butterflies on, when I purchased my couple of hot foil dies and things, I did not purchase the sentiments. I purchased the alphabet instead. And I should have planned ahead and pulled out some of the alphabet here. I think I have them I don't know where they are right now, but the letters are beautiful. So I could have put some hot foil letters up here, like maybe somebody's name, like Darla or Nancy, or maybe Dale or Dolores. I could, or Peggy or Deb. I could have spelled out their name here. We need to do that so that we know where to put our butterflies, okay? I am not going to do the negative this time. I'm going to go ahead and just go ahead and stamp something. I did the golden glow on that one. I think that's beautiful. The black seems kind of stark, but I like it. I like it stark. I like it fresh. I like it crisp. It'll bring out those pretty the foiling on the butterflies. So I'm going to go ahead and use Thanks So Much. And I've got my, what is this pad called here? I can never remember. My piercing mat. It makes you have a better impression with your stamps. So just hold it down a little bit. So thanks so much. So that sentiment is from the 2026 virtual card making retreat. You could use any thank you stamp that you have. If you have been coming to my Kits Nights at Daisy's, you've got plenty of stamps that you've gotten that you could use for a sentiment. So let's go ahead now, and we are going to put on our butterflies. Now, this butterfly goes on the envelope, and this one goes inside. So, let's go ahead. I've got some glue dots here. And remember, a couple of these butterflies are broken. They didn't transfer right. So let's see if we can do something, do a little bit of surgery on them and make them appear perfect. Wouldn't that be fun to do if we could do that with our lives, make our lives appear perfect? So the bottom of that butterfly is kind of not complete. I'm going to go ahead. I'm wondering if I can, and remember, this is on live TV now, so I am doing all of this live. I think I've got a plan here. So let's go ahead and put this butterfly on. I'm using glue dots. It will raise it just a little bit, give it a little bit of dimension, but not a whole bunch, because we're going to want to mail this. So I'm just going to kind of lightly set that on there for right now. I'm not going to press down hard on it. And I am going to, I hope I'm in the camera. Am I in the camera? Okay. I need to push this up just a little bit. Okay. So what I'm planning to do is I'm going to like layer this one up over there. And then I'm just going to kind of tuck this one underneath of it. What do you think? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think it's going to turn out fantastic. And nobody will know but you and I that, you know, that these butterflies had a little bit of imperfection to them. So let's go ahead, and these glue dots are very sticky. Now I'm just kind of setting it there for right now. And let's go ahead and who's liking this color tonight? Are you guys enjoying the Chris Cantaloupe and the Bashful Barely Blush? I don't know why I keep saying Bashful. Okay, so it looks like I can move this one down just a little bit. So let's go ahead, and I didn't think I had that on there that good, but I guess I did. So we're gonna have that one go like at this angle here, and then we'll have this one going at this angle. So let's go ahead and put him there. And I didn't do it with the other ones, but I'll sure do it with this one. Kind of give them, you know, bend their wings up so that it looks like they are in flight. So what do you think? I think that looks really neat, don't you guys? So there's our butterflies. So we will go ahead and put that on the front of our card. So I will bring out my silicone mat. So if I have trouble with my adhesive, it flows better on a flat surface. So we will go something like this. Now you can splatter this if you like. I won't take time to splatter it tonight. And then my glass mat here, another trick is I put the lines on here, my OCD kicks in, and then I kind of just quickly, you know, look at all four sides, look at the lines, and then judge, you know, about in the center, so it's like the same up here and here, and it's not always perfect, but you know, it's okay for me. You know, I'm happy with it. So let's go ahead and finish the inside now. We will put one of these strips in the center. So, and if you wanted to, you could use the stripes on the inside, or you could use the same polka dots. And it looks like it's a little long, so just take your scissor and go like this. Just kind of level it off, okay? Okay, and so this big butterfly then goes on the inside. And I'm not gonna worry about breaking the fibers down or anything, because it's gonna be flat inside. So what do you think of that? I think it's pretty. We could put some embellishments on it if you want to. I'm not going to take time to do that right now because I don't want to keep you guys much longer. But let's go ahead and finish our envelope here. We will go ahead and when you do this now, you need to make sure that you are pretty generous with your adhesive, because if you're going to mail it, you want it to stay on your envelope. Now, if you're going to hand deliver it, which I may do, I'm not sure, and then go ahead and put on your butterfly and adhere that pretty good. And it doesn't really make a difference where you put your butterfly at, you know, but I like to have it so the tentacles are a little bit above it. This is just an extra piece. I'm not sure what I was going to do with that. So here is our card tonight that we've made. You can jazz it up by putting some embellishments on it. You could put some splatter on it. But for the sake of time, I wanted to keep it fairly simple. But I also want to show you a couple of other cards that I've done in this class that I think you may enjoy. And one of the second card that we did was supposed to be a window sheet. I'm gonna move this out of here. Oh, that's me turning off the button on my light. Sorry about that. So this one here is supposed to have been a window sheet. I don't know where my window sheet is, so I did this on vellum instead. What do you think? So we can hot foil on the vellum. And what I did with this one, this is the Echoes of Detail bundle. So we stamped underneath there. We put, did you notice that the embellishments are underneath of the vellum? Kind of a different look. And I used the gold foil on this one. And then on the inside then, I used the stamp again. And this is Darling Duckling cardstock, and with the vellum. And then the Echoes of Detail was the dies in the stamp that I used. So what do you think of that one? And then one of the exercises was to run our envelopes through the foil cutting machine. Obviously I did too much. I should have had my die way over so that it was just a little bit, but I think it will work. This is my first envelope I did. I think it turned out really well, but it also sealed my envelope with the heat. So I don't know, those of you that took the class that are watching here tonight, how did your envelope do? Did you seal it when you ran it through the hot foil? I'm not sure how to avoid that problem. So if you could share that, that would be really, really neat. So that is the card with the vellum. Okay, and then I did another butterfly card without using the die cuts, and we could put a window sheet. You could have did the actual card was supposed to have these butterflies done on the window sheet, so then it would be real glossy and glary, and then you could see the stripes be through the window sheet. It was very neat. So I've got some on order, so we will be trying that. So, and then also I love the combination of the Barely Blush and is it Barely Blush? Yep, Barely Blush and Crisp Cantaloupe to do those butterflies. Aren't they just, it was just so fun, you guys. I'm hoping that they're going to come out with some Christmas ones, Christmas trees and stuff. Wouldn't that be fun to do some Christmas cards? However, you could very easily, like with this vellum, you could put a pretty Christmas tree, stamp it underneath, because you can see through it. So we're going to keep working on it. We're going to keep doing some experimenting, but for right now, that's all I have for tonight. I want to know if I've inspired you to do a Christmas card in July. Have I inspired you to want to see another demonstration on the hot foil machine? I would love to do that sometime. And always remember that we need to create together. I will bring my face back up here now. So I'm going to go ahead and change my camera and lower it down to me. There you are, or there I am, I should say. I wish I could see you guys. And if you've noticed out my window there, it is a royal blue shade. And so it is dark now. Our sun sets early now. Our summer days are ending. But I do want to encourage you guys to let's gather, let's create together, and let's mail our cards that we make so that we can make someone's day even better than what it is already. So I want to, again, thank you for your time tonight. I really appreciate it. And I've enjoyed doing these cards with you. So we will see you next Tuesday night, which is in August already. Can you believe that? I can't believe it either. So I do have my state fair shirt on. I don't know if I can take it down far enough or not, but the Iowa State Fair is coming up, so I will be not doing Tuesday night. No, wait, maybe I will be. I don't know, because we volunteer on Friday and Saturday, and then our families come down on Sunday and Monday. So I should be here on Tuesday. We'll see. So God bless, be safe, and hugs.